up, everybody? It is I, Coach Stroud, on this gloriously beautiful Saturday. Hello. Saturday, April day in the year of our Lord 2021. It is good to see everybody. I can't see y'all, but hopefully y'all can see me. This is my very first moto vlog. First time I'm ever wearing my GoPro and riding, and hopefully, I'm hoping that this test run. So essentially, that's what this is. It's a test run to see how this is going, and testing out microphone and placement inside the helmet and all that jazz, and just kind of want to see how this all works and what it all looks like, and and see if maybe I can be a moto vlogger like some of my favorite moto vloggers out there. I got a couple favorites. Let's see, in the Ryker community, I love watching Ryker rides videos. Also, very much enjoy Three Wheel Khalil. Who else? Let's see. I did used to. I have watched a lot of the Night Ryker. And my buddy, even though he might not consider me a buddy, but we were buddies at the Tail of the Dragon. Sam Smith, YouTuber Sam Smith, he is a fellow Ryker rider and motorcycle enthusiast, and he was very awesome and cool. So Sam Smith, if you see this, his wife's the one that gave me the sticker on the side of my bag. Sam, if you see this, what's up, dude? You're a cool guy. Thanks for letting me sit on your Ryker and test a few things out. Sam's got these really awesome, he's got the foot pegs, or not the foot pegs, the floorboards with almost saw an accident. How about that? He's got the touring pegs, and they are super duper sweet, and I want those so badly. That and the windshield are definitely, that's for me, stuff that I want to get. But we'll see. We'll get there one day. But let's see. My favorite motorcycle vloggers that are not a part of the Ryker community, but just the motorcycle community. My favorite is definitely Shade Tree Surgeon. If you've not seen him, he is incredibly funny. When I see him and I see his YouTube videos and stuff, I see myself a lot. Not only in the way he looks and the way I kind of look, minus my I don't have long hair like he does. I used to a long time ago, but I'm super duper bald now. But Shade Tree, he's just a funny guy, and he doesn't take himself too seriously, and he's all about having a good time. I honestly, and I know this sounds really stupid, but if the one thing I wish that he was a little bit cooler with is being on the legal side. Like he's got a lot of bikes and stuff, and they're not always tag-wise kept up to date. But that's him. He's doing his thing. He can do whatever he wants there, and that's totally fine. That's his call. But other than that, I love Shade Tree Surgeon. I think he's funny. I'd love to hang out with him one day. Also, his niece, Shaylisi, she's pretty cool. And let's see, the other moto vlogger that I really enjoy is Her Two Wheels. I love watching her camping videos, particularly because the camping is something that my family and we enjoy doing a lot, and it is absolute blast. And yeah, so I thought to myself, maybe this is a history of my channel and stuff I've done, but I thought to myself, hey, I've done around 40 book reviews. I'm a teacher, and I wanted to encourage kids to read, my students to read during quarantine. And so I started my YouTube channel, and it was originally entitled called Coach Stroud's What to Read While Quarantined. And if you go back and watch my older videos, if you're interested, I do a couple book reviews. They're not the best, you know, they're not the best book reviews out there, but they're fun. I think so. I think they're fun. But yeah, so I did those, and I wanted to branch out a little bit, not just do book reviews, you know? And I thought to myself, why don't I try doing some, what's up, dude? How's it going? Oh, I got a nod. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I love that. If you're a fellow writer and you wave to people and, you know, you don't wave back, that's totally cool. I know some people get really offended by that. I don't. I just love saying, what's up? And if you wave, awesome. And if you don't, awesome. It's totally cool either way. All right, back to what I was talking about. I was talking about my channel. Kind of jumping around here, I guess. I'm very ADHD. Let you in on a little bit of my life there. So my channel was strictly like book reviews and book related stuff, and I really wanted to branch out. I wanted to see what else I could do, and with the support of my wife and my students and my kids and my puppies, you know, I was like, you know, I want to try doing some moto vlogging and stuff like that. And of course, my dad, he's been really cool. He's been in 2 of my videos now. My dad, Pops, he's the one that got me into riding motorcycles and the joy and love of riding. And he's not a very he's not a big into like doing video stuff and being on camera and everything. So the fact that he actually let me film him and talk to him is really, really huge. I'm super happy that he did that, and I'm very, very excited that, you know, even he's taking this journey with me. So where does this journey lead to? I have no idea. I have no idea. I know I've got a motorcycle trip planned soon with Pops, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a very good time. We are heading back to the Tail of the Dragon. We're going to the Iron Horse Lodge. I almost said Iron House. Like, what is that? What is the Iron House? Well, we're going to the Iron Horse Lodge, and it's going to be amazing. I loved going up there the last time. I've always seen pictures of it from my dad and my mom, but I'd never been able to go. Well, my mom and dad were supposed to be going this trip, but my mom, she, not too long ago, she broke her leg, and she's still been in recovery from it, and she's doing really well, and she's getting around, getting by, but, yeah, so she's not able to make this trip, so I snuck in and took her spot, because I will always go up there if I can, from this point on, after I loved it so much. So anyways, let me get back to the main subject there, is why all this. I like making videos. I think it's fun. I really enjoyed making book reviews for students, but I came to find that I wasn't feeling fulfilled from the whole experience. I was lacking, you know, like there was something there that was lacking, and I wanted more, you know. So I figured, why not try this motovlogging stuff? I love riding my motorcycle. The weather's starting to turn. It'd be perfect time to try some stuff out. We'll see how it goes. And so yeah, I bought a GoPro, and now it's on the front of my helmet, and I don't know what it looks like right now, but hopefully it's straight. Hopefully it's not bouncing too much. Hopefully I'm not making you sick by all my looking around and everything. I'm trying to make sure I always check my mirrors and to be aware of the people around me, as my daddy taught me. And yeah, so that's me. That's this channel in a nutshell. I don't plan on stopping doing book reviews. I love reading. I love listening to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff, and I want to talk about that stuff more. I want to talk about some movies and just different things in general. Now, I understand that demographically, that's going to be a challenge. I mean, because when you cover so many different areas of, in YouTube, different viewers come in, different likes, different subscribes, stuff like that, and then some people might be turned off and turned away from, the whole, well, you're not focusing on one thing deal, and that's okay. If you decide not to like or subscribe because I'm focusing on too many different cooks in the kitchen, I understand. I get it. I totally do. Not everything I'm going to do on this channel is Ryker related, and not everything I do on this channel is going to be book related. Part of me wants to start just documenting regular things and seeing where it all takes me, but hopefully you guys like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I absolutely love it. I have skyrocketed ever since I started making Ryker videos. My viewership has skyrocketed up, which I totally understand. I mean, motorcycles, the Ryker, it's freaking cool. It's awesome. But the teacher side of me is also a little bit sad, because I'm like, why don't more people want to read? I want them to watch my book reviews and be inspired and go read books. But I understand, it's not for everybody. In case you haven't seen any of my book reviews, I predominantly focus on horror. And one of the reasons why that is because if my current profile picture, if you see I'm holding up a book in the picture, that's a book that I had a story published in, and that's called Local Haunts. It's by R. St. Clair. She's the overall editor, and she is an awesome booktuber. Very entertaining. She predominantly does like just regular book reviews, horror reviews, but every now and then she throws some characters in there, and when she does that, it's very funny. I enjoy it. Excuse me. But so through being a booktuber, I was able to get published in that book, which was really awesome, and it has brought me such pride to be a part of that. And as of right now, I'm slotted to be published in her next book, her next collection of stories that are coming out. And it's a story called Snowboy, and the theme for this book is snow, cold weather, things of that nature. And so, Snowboy is a story that's kind of dear to my heart, and I'm excited for that. I believe right now it's slotted to come out in December of this year. So I know we're many, many months away, but just knowing that that's coming is awesome. And my only fear is that now that I'm branching out into other elements on my channel and not solely focusing on books, that I will not be able to publish anymore, because part of the deal with being this YouTube anthology that she does is being booktubers. Well, I still am a booktuber, and I still love making book reviews. So I guess the whole long of it, getting into it right here, if you enjoy watching my Ryker content and that's what you came for, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I super duper appreciate it, and I hope that maybe you give some of my book reviews a shot, because I love books too. I'm a teacher, of course I love books. If you came for my book reviews and you're noticing that I'm moving into other content, I ask that you maybe take a look, see what I'm doing there. See, maybe watch the video, see if you like it, see if it's something you're interested in. You never know. The only reason why I say that is because I don't want to lose viewers from either side. I love both sides very much, and I want to continue doing both. And I got a couple books that I've read recently that I need to do reviews on. I've been waiting to do if you saw my last video that came out, my student Ian, Ian's a cool dude. Like, he is super, super awesome. Very funny. I cannot wait to see what Ian does with his life when he gets older. because whatever it is he's going to do, he's going to be amazing at it. He's just one of those kids. And I challenged him to read Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, and it took him a little while, and I understand because he's got a busy school schedule. He's in all advanced classes and stuff, and he got to it when he could, and I appreciate him doing that because he did not have to read that book. He could have looked at me and said, "Dude, leave me alone, not interested, go away," and I would have just been like, "All right, Holmes, it's your call, your choice." Where am I going? I don't know. Let's just go down the road, see what's coming. Let me turn here. Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's interesting because I'm actually coming close to a school I used to teach at. It's about maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here. Elementary school I used to teach at. And I'm actually on the route to the high school I used to teach at. So this is weird. I'm just driving. I'm just going for a ride, man. I love riding around. I told my wife yesterday, I said, I need to get on the Ryker. I need to go. I need to get on the Ryker and ride. And my wife, I love her. She's amazing. Her name's Michelle. She's the coolest person I know. Probably aside from my children. My children are pretty cool. Pretty cool squirts. But that school down there, you turn that way and go down there. That's where the elementary school I taught at was. And anyways, so what was I talking about? See, there's the ADHD. I'm very hyper. Can't focus. Need to focus on. I can't focus on talking because I'm spending so much time focusing on the road. That's not true. No. Focusing on the road is the most important thing for me, which is one of the things. This is also part of the test run, is can I keep my level of focus up and still talk to a camera that can't currently see my face, So we'll see. And here we go. And I'm going. And I'm rolling. My dad, I've told you before in other videos, he was an MSF safety instructor, or motorcycle safety instructor, and he is very hardcore about, and rightfully so, about being focused, paying attention, all that stuff, and he has very much instilled that in me. And he even, I'm a grown man, and he still, works with me on my riding. Like the other day when we were riding together, he's like, "Hey man, I'm not getting on to you, just letting you know that you were switching lanes without checking your mirrors or without looking behind you. You checked your mirrors, but you didn't look behind you." And you know what? He was right. I thought about it for a minute. I replayed some of the times I changed lanes. I looked in my mirror and I saw that I was super clear. And I was like, yeah, I could just go ahead and move over. But he's like, you still got to look behind you just in case. And he's right. And I on my way home, I took 85 home, and I was making sure I did that. And sure enough, in my blind spot, there was somebody there. And I'm like, man alive, I'm glad my dad told me this to remind me this again, because there somebody was. Even though, it's crazy. I mean, so he looks out for me still. He's very much about safety on the bike, about being careful, about enjoying the ride, which I, of course, am all about. I am all about enjoying the ride. Let's see. And so, so he still helps me out with that stuff. He still gives me guidance, and it's great fatherly guidance, and I appreciate that him. Look at all that over there. Beautiful. There's a lot of traffic here. I'm a little bit surprised about the traffic. I'm going to try to go to an area where ride quick, not ride quick, but ride through, and then I'll get off and go down and then take some back roads to come back home and see how that goes. And the truth of it also is I don't even know if I'm going to use any of this audio here, or if I'm just going to maybe just make a video of me riding the Ryker, POV shots, and all that mess, and see how that does. Honestly, I don't know how well this microphone's going to do. I'm hoping that the way I have it set up, I watched a lot of videos about how to properly set up microphones and stuff for motovlogging, and the main main thing that I saw is that the people that were doing this with their full face helmets, some cool stuff, and I didn't see any of them. None of them had modular helmets, and I'm like, ah, crap, I have a modular, so my situation's going to be a little bit different because my helmet in the front goes up. And I know modular helmets are, they are full face and they are safe. They're not the ultimate best protection because of the fact that they go up versus a super full face that goes all around. I mean, I know it's not called super full face, but that's what I call them. Super full face means it doesn't move, just the visor moves. So the people that had the super full faces, how they did their setups is different than I'm having to do mine right now, and I don't know if the audio quality is going to be as good. So this might just be me doing footage of me riding with some music playing behind it. Who knows? I'm not sure. Speaking of music, my good old buddy, his name is Jay. Well, I call him Jay. His name's Jeremy Dugman. He is a music producer, engineer, and teacher. He teaches at the Art Institute of Atlanta. He's a super awesome guy. I've known him pretty much my whole life. Love that guy like a brother. He is family. Let's see. He does so much music stuff. He went to school for music. He's making me a theme song, which is really awesome. It's going to be something really short, sweet, to the point, nothing fancy, but just, fun. And I'm excited for that. And he's also given me permission to use some of his old music from years ago to play over anything I want to use or play with, which is nice. I'm super thankful to him for that. I was talking to him the other day about, I was like, yeah, man, can I use some of your old songs? And he's like, yeah. And he thought for a second, he goes, yeah, I don't think we have to get any permissions from the other guys in the band. He's like, because I have all the writing credits. He's like, but yeah, it should be fine. This is music that they never officially, they released, they gave it to people and stuff, but they never sold it. They were never a part of a record company or anything. So it all should be alright. And of course, I've got music that I've made that I can also use and all that jazz and yada yada yada. And there's free music out there. So who knows what I'm going to do with all this? No clue. It's 60 degrees outside, so it's about 40 on the bike here. It feels pretty good. Got my regular jacket on, not the one that I wear during the summer, and I feel pretty good. Got my boots on. Wind's not bothering me too much. It's a very lovely ride. Look at that, it's gorgeous. All of this is gorgeous. This song is copyright. Just kidding. Windy. I wonder if the microphone, I'm sure the microphone's picking up the wind. See, and this is one of those things, I don't know if I'm going to even be able to use this footage because of the wind or anything, and I don't know if I need a better microphone setup or what. I guess we will see. I'll with this being my first vlog, road test trip, whatever, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and see what the footage looks like, and on top of that, what the sound quality is. I hope it's alright. I hope, Arrive alert. Arrive alive. Arrive alert. Arrive alive. Thank you, blinking road sign. I'm going to head off over here in the direction towards Athens, Georgia. But I won't be going towards to Athens. I'm just going to ride down the road for a little bit and then start taking back roads. This is a route that I used to take to the high school I worked at. So, past the elementary school I worked at, now I'm going to be going close to the high school I worked at. I'll actually be like less than 500 yards. I'll probably pass by the school. I miss the people there. You know, I miss some of the people I worked with dearly. They're good people. I miss a lot of the students that were there. But I'm happy with the new school I'm at. I'm really happy. I do, just like everybody at jobs and stuff, I do get frustrated with the new school that I'm at, and with the way certain things go sometimes, of course I get frustrated. But at the end of the day, the question comes, like, would I change back? No. I love what I do now. I love what I'm doing. And here we go. Get off these pseudo highways in just a minute. Hit them back roads, hit them back roads. Gonna go and hit the back roads. Gonna hit the back roads and gonna drive down the back road. And hey, everybody, look, there's the back road too. Whoa, whoa. Copyright. Just kidding. I make up a lot of songs. Most of them are really bad. I'd say about 98%. Every now and then I might actually come up with something good, but you know, most are really bad. Yeah, doing a lot of road work over here. So ever since I worked over here, they've always been doing road work, and that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And they are still working on the road out here. Still. Oh man, I just love riding now. I love this. I love riding on El Oso Moto. That stands for the Moto Bear. That's my bike is dubbed El Oso Moto. I am El Oso Guapo, the handsome bear. That name is actually very dear to my heart. As funny as that sounds, like you're a fancy bear, you're a handsome bear riding, a motorcycle, blah blah blah. Nah, man, a group of second graders gave me that name. That name was bestowed upon me by second graders. And when I was teaching, I was student teaching in college. They dubbed me El Oso Guapo, and that name has stuck with me ever since. People are like, well, hey, why didn't you just call your YouTube channel that? I'm like, that's a good question. And I probably should have, maybe in a way, but when I was doing book reviews, when I started doing book reviews, those were for my students. And my students, though they did know me as El Oso Guapo, because I've always joked about the name. My name is Coach Stroud. I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, my last name is Stroud, put it all together, Coach Stroud, there you go. Simple as that. So, it made more sense to just dub it Coach Stroud, that's who I am. Now, if I stop coaching, will I still be Coach Stroud? I asked my students that before, if I took a year off from coaching, would you still call me Coach Stroud? And they all looked at me and they're like, yeah, what else would we call you? And I'm like, I don't know, what about Mr. Stroud? And they're like, no, that doesn't work for you. They're like, your father can be Mr. Stroud, not you. Funny kids, good kids. So anyways, El Oso Guapo, that's the name that was bestowed upon me. I love that name. It's fitting. I'm grumpy like a bear. Very handsome. And yeah, it's a little weird that second graders gave me that name, but like, I guess I should explain that story. When I was working in the second grade class, it was a class of 100% Hispanic kids, and here was this white male teacher coming in to teach them, you know, for his college credit. And a lot of them had, one, never even seen a male teacher before in the elementary setting, and two, their school that they were going to was, it was like 96, 98% Hispanic, or a form of Hispanic, and the rest was like 2% other. You know, and that other comprised of everything else under the sun, black, white, Asian, all of the above, then some. So a lot of them, though yes, they had seen obvious white people around, I mean, you know, come on, they totally had seen white people before, but they'd never been taught by a white person, or on top of that, a white male. And so when I came into the room, they were staring at me like, just like completely dumbfounded, like, who is this guy? Just, oh my goodness, they didn't know what to do or what to say, which is interesting. So they're staring, and I look at them and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And they're just looking at me, they're so confused, and I'm like, and I made the joke, I said, look, I know I'm incredibly handsome, but you gotta talk to me. Like, you can't just be scared of how handsome I am. And that was like, you know, a typical little icebreaker, you know, joke with the kids, and they started laughing immediately. And then one kid said, oh, he looks like a bear. Well, because I had a beard, and at that time, I forget how long my hair was at that time, but, you know, beard, hair, all that stuff, very grizzly, and I went, rawr, at them, you know, and did the little bear claw hands and stuff. And they started laughing. And then somebody, don't know who it was, just out of nowhere, El Oso Guapo. And there it was, the handsome bear. And it stayed. It has stayed ever since. So, when it came time to name my bike, got a couple different ideas from people online. My kids. My kids gave me a bunch of ideas. My mom even chimed in with a few different things. Students gave me ideas on stuff. But it basically came down to El Oso Moto, you know, just to kind of go in with the theme of El Oso Guapo. But yeah. So here we are, riding down the road. I love this Ryker. Oh my goodness. This thing is so awesome. I get such joy from just riding this baby, from just literally just, oh man, just love it, love it, love it. Here we go, gonna turn here. This begins my backroads journey back to my home world. Where this dude's turning right here, that's where I would have turned to go towards my school, and I am going to pass it, right there. Oh, look at that barn, that's awesome. What is in a name? Coach Stroud. So people have also asked, like, all right, Coach Stroud, what do you coach? I coach soccer. I coach life. I coach soccer. I love soccer. It's my favorite sport. It's always been my favorite sport ever since I was a kid. There might have been a year where baseball took over, but soccer's always been my main bag. I've done a couple different sports in life, a couple different things, but always came back to soccer. That's the end-all, be-all for me. Huge supporter of Atlanta United in the Major League Soccer. My wife and I, we are founding members, which means we've been season ticket holders for Atlanta United ever since the very first season, since before the very first season. We invested into the team. I love what they've done. They've been great over the years. Last year was a very hard season for us. Like, we only won 6 games. That was horrible. But in our second year, and I say our because I believe Atlanta United is collective. Yes, Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, owns Atlanta United, but the people of Atlanta, the fans, the team itself, we all own Atlanta United. And I say we because I believe that we are just as much a part of what happens as everybody else. And I know that sounds very superficial because the players will play one way with us in the stadium and maybe even play the exact same way with us not in the stadium. But based on last year's results with empty stadiums, our team did not do as well without the fan support. So anyways, I say we won the title in the second year of our existence. MLS Cup 2018, beautiful experience. My wife and I were there. It's funny, I was coaching with this other gentleman, and he is a season ticket holder as well. And I was like, dude, did you get your tickets for MLS Final? For MLS Cup? And he's like, yeah, I bought them, but I went ahead and sold them. He's like, the markup value was great. I made a killing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I thought about that too. I'm not going to lie. That thought did pass my mind. I could sell my tickets and make some money here. I would have doubled what I spent on them, if not tripled. But then I was like, when am I ever going to get this experience again? Not only is it the team's first MLS Cup appearance, I've never been to a championship game like live, end result championship game. Here's my chance to be a part of something. This is the team I love and support. And I was like, no way, no money right now could get me to trade this moment. And my wife and I went, and we had an amazing time. And, it was in our home stadium, which was even better. Sure enough, we won. It was incredible. We danced, we screamed, we celebrated, we sang, all of the above. It was amazing. And I went back to talk to him. I was like, dude, so did you watch it on TV? Which, of course he watched it on TV. Let's be real. He's a huge soccer fan too, Atlanta United fan. And he just looked at me and he shook his head and he looked down and he went, dude, I shouldn't have sold my tickets. And I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have, because it was incredible. And I mean, we've talked about that moment later again, and he has still admitted, like, hey, that was a bad choice. I should have been there for that. I can't believe I sold off my tickets for that. And it's like, yep, I feel you. So that was an amazing experience. Love Atlanta United. We go and see every game we can. I say we go to every game, but this past year we only got to go to one, and then this year, the way that they've got the ticket structure going, we're going to see every game we can, every game that they're going to allow us to go to. So, and for those of you who are wondering, like, he's a teacher, how does he ride a Ryker? How does he have season tickets to a sporting team? I plan out all that stuff and I save up for it, and yeah, there we go. It's the best way I can describe it. I am a teacher on a teacher's salary, which is really a horrible salary, but I make it work. Now, when I got married, that was part of the agreement, and I know it sounds stupid. It's part of the agreement to me getting married to my current wife, my wife who I love dearly, but it was an agreement. I was like, hey, by the way, if you and I ever get married, and this was before I even asked her to marry me, if you and I ever get married, I will be getting season tickets to Atlanta's MLS team if there ever, happens to be one. But, there was always talks that Atlanta might be on that list of cities to get a team, and I was always hoping that we would. And once they started announcing the building of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I was like, oh, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. They're going to bring the team now. And sure enough, shortly after, yep. And I invested as soon as I possibly could. And she agreed. She's like, no, that'll be fun. My wife never watched a soccer game in her life. She never cared anything about the sport of soccer. Had no interest. I took her to one game, the very first game, opening game. Now, unfortunately, it was not at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They were on a building delay. So it was held at Bobby Dodd Stadium in downtown Atlanta, the home of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And took her there, Atlanta United versus New York Red Bulls, in a game that we ultimately lost 2-1. Our very first game, very first home game, we lost 2-1. But the experience was so loud and raucous and amazing, and just, I mean, the people, the crowd, oh my gosh, it was glorious. It was so nice and so amazing. And my wife was hooked and sold, and she has been a die-hard Atlanta United fan since then. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot imagine doing anything Atlanta United without her. Of course, my kids go to the games too. We only have 2 tickets. And the reason why we didn't do 4 is because my kids split time between me and their mom. And so they're not always down here in Georgia with me. They live in another state, but we get them every month. They're here during the summer, which is where most of the MLS season is. And so my kids, they each average 2 games per summer. So that's 4 games there on the schedule. And sometimes even, before then and whatnot, we'll get them in there. Or my wife will take my daughter. There's been 1 or 2 times where I have not been able to go to the stadium. I was always going to be one of those, like, I will never miss a game, But something came up. My wife and daughter have gone, and they've had a blast, just the 2 of them. And it's good bonding time for us when we get to do those things. So it's wonderful. My kids love going. I've taken my parents. I've gone with my mom a few times. I've gone with my dad a few times. Never gone with my brother. I'm still trying to get that. I'm still trying to make that happen. My brother is a very, 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 very busy man. He's a super mondo important dude in the business world and in his family life and stuff. And so his time is extremely precious. And so generally when he gets any second of time to himself, he takes it with his family. And I 100% understand and agree with that to a T. So the only unfortunate side is that means that when he and I ever do get to do something, just the 2 of us, it is generally once in a blue moon. Which is, that's a shame. I'd love to do more with him, but, I get it. His family comes first, always. And in case he sees this video, what's up, dude? Love you. You're a great dad. Great dad. That's a high school that I'm passing right there. Oh, look at that view. That's gorgeous out there. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Stay focused. Kind of hoping this guy would turn, because he doesn't seem to know what he's doing a whole lot, but that's okay. Enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the ride. Ooh, that's a pretty house. Dang, son. Some beautiful homes out here. Some people have asked, where do I live? I live in Lilburn, Georgia. And I know it's like, well, why are you giving away all this information about yourself? Well, because the interwebs are real. The internet is real. You can just easily look me up. You can look up anybody and find out anything you want to know pretty much about anybody. So there you go. I live in Lilburn. Let's see, right now I am I think I passed back into Gwinnett, and I'm in Grayson, Georgia right now. Gwinnett County, Grayson, Georgia. It's a beautiful area. It's around Snellville, Lawrenceville, and then Lilburn's around that area. Do I like living in Georgia? Yeah, I do. It's a cool place. The only thing I don't like about I love where I live. Lilburn is beautiful. The only thing I don't like about it is it's starting to get a little too crowded for my taste. And I would very much prefer, and my wife knows this, I've talked to her about this, I very much prefer to move to a place that is more outside the area, let's get a little bit more land, a little bit more roaming, not have as many luxuries around, but just enjoying life. Hello, policeman. I saw you looking at me. I'm here at the light, it's turned green, and now I'm going to go make my turn. There I go. Heading down the highway on El Oso Moto. What am I gonna find? I just don't know. I used to take this road home, these roads that I'm going here, I used to take them home from work sometimes. I called it the back roadway. Just because it's just different, it's beautiful. See some trees. I love riding through like trees and stuff like this. It's just gorgeous, Some good turns there. If everything goes right, I will be filming up at Tail of the Dragon when I go up there with my dad later this month, and I'll be able to do a video with that. I haven't edited videos in a long time. I used to make at the elementary school I worked at, I made commercials for them with, I ran the drama club, and we filmed commercials and stuff for, the school to run in the morning announcements for different things like, hey, drink more water, or let's not worry about fighting, or let's get along, all that stuff. Beautiful woods. And so, of course, I filmed all that, edited all that and stuff, and I haven't edited any video since then, so I'm a little bit, nervous about taking this memory card and putting it to use and seeing what I can come up with, and I'll make it work, because usually I just use my cell phone, I hit record, and then literally about 10 seconds after filming, I'm posting it to YouTube. And there's something about that, the simplicity of that, that's just really super awesome, and I love that. But now that I got this GoPro, I gotta actually do something with it and get these good moto vlogs, or just riding, in general. Like I said, I don't know, maybe I'll just do some riding shots, maybe not even do the audio. Who knows? I don't even know. I don't even know if you guys are hearing any of this. It's all a mystery to me. I mean, I hope y'all are hearing it. Hopefully you're not getting bored with me. You're like, oh my god, this guy will not shut up. He won't stop talking. So annoyed. And then there's also the thought in my head, it's like, does anybody even really care what I have to say? No, not really. Let's just be honest here. Why would y'all care what I have to say? There's no reason for y'all to give a crap. I don't blame you. I just want to talk, I guess. It's weird because you'd say, like, all right, dude, you're a teacher. Obviously, you talk at work. Yeah, I talk a lot. I talk a lot at work. I teach. I instruct. I run my class. I teach 8th grade social studies, which is Georgia history. And I run my class like a college course. So it's very lecture-based, discussion-based. You know, I'll put some slides up on the board, stuff like that, and then I'll read off some facts, and then we'll talk about stuff, and then we'll openly discuss things, and we get into some deep conversations, man. You're talking about the history of Georgia here. History of Georgia's got some skeletons in it, just like every place. You know, we talk about the good, we talk about the bad, we talk about the super duper mega ugly. We don't skirt around any of it. You know, we talk about it all. And so yeah, I spend my whole day talking, but I talk history. Not a whole lot about me or what I do or why I am the way I am. Partially the reason why I am the way I am is I was dropped on my head as a baby. Just kidding. No, I'm just a different kind of dude. I'm just weird. I love it. If I had to choose between being weird and being normal, I'd choose weird every single time there, buddy. Because weird is where it's at. I think this is downtown Grayson at Walgreens. There's another elementary school right there. I pass a lot of schools, man. There's tons of schools. And the school that I work at is an hour away from where I live. And people are like, dude, why do you drive so far to work when there's like, you literally pass like 50 freaking schools? Not 50, you know, it's a lot though. It's a lot of schools that I pass on my way to work. One, maybe there's not a position open there. Two, because I love what I do and I love where it's at. You know, the main reason is the kids, man. These kids are cool. I love my kids. I love my students. I love them all. I love my own children. My children are the world to me. They mean everything. And I'm sure some of y'all are probably thinking, like, man, you talk about your students more than you talk about your own children. And there's a reason for that. As much as I'm making myself open and public, I do want to keep some things about my children and me to myself and my family. And yeah, I had a video where my daughter Reagan was on there with me. But she was talking about the Ryker a little bit. But that's just, her sharing a couple of her thoughts, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for my own flesh and blood kids to put themselves out there a whole lot like I'm doing. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. But my students, I can talk about them because I don't mention them by name except for the one kid I did the video with, Ian. My kids are cool, man. My students are cool. And yes, I do look at them as children of mine. Every student I've ever had is a son or daughter to me. I love them. What's up, gents? Kind of one way, but that's okay. They're like, who's that guy on 3 wheels? Lame. They just don't know. Because if they did, they'd be waving. They'd be going, yeah, buddy. That's okay. Good on them. Anyways, my students are cool. They're sons and daughters to me. I love them all deeply. Of course, yes, there's some that irritate me. Just like everyday life, people irritate you. But at the end of the day, I still love them. I still want the best for them. I want to see good come out of them. I want to see their life move and grow and mature into something productive and awesome. I've had students, since I taught high school, I've had students that have gone on and had babies and stuff, and I've been lucky enough to get to hold one of my students' babies. It was so cool. I'm like, I taught your mom. That's so neat. Not a lot of teachers, some teachers get to do that, but not a lot. I know my wife's been teaching much longer than I have. And a lot of her, she's got students that are all grown up now and have wives or husbands of their own and lots of families and stuff. And then she's still got some that are like in elementary school. It's really neat. Just to see them when they get older, see how they've progressed, see how well they're doing. I love it. My hope is that I can influence their life in a positive way, in some way, shape, or form. I had a rough go in school, and it wasn't my parents' fault, it wasn't my school's fault, it was my fault. I was a jerk. And all I needed was just to realize that I didn't need to be a jerk. It took many years to figure that out. But I want kids to love learning. I want them to grow and love reading. I want them to find a passion and just fall in love with it and just be good people. Be good people in this world, and that's my mission. It's interesting because when you interview to be a teacher, a lot of times you get asked pretty much the same questions from interview to interview. But every now and then you'll get somebody that'll ask a question like, what do you hope to get out of your time teaching? And the last school that I interviewed, they asked me that, and I looked them in the eye and I said, I hope that at the end of the day, no matter what I've done, no matter what I've educated these kids with, I hope at the end of the day that they go home knowing that I love them and that they matter to me. And that's the most important thing to me, because everything else will fall into place. Education will fall into place. Learning will happen if a kid, if a student, if a child knows that they are loved and cared for. And unfortunately, in this day and age, there's a lot of kids who do not get enough love from their families. And there's some kids that maybe get a little too much. Just saying. But, oh, look, I can go. Sweet. But, no, it's never too much love to give, Never too much. But anyways, I want these kids to know that they are loved and cared for. And I don't know, maybe that's what got me the job at the school that I work at. Because that's what matters to me at the end of the day. Now, yes, do I want them to learn the material I'm teaching? Of course. Oh my gosh, yes, of course. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I do. But I also want them to know that they matter to somebody else aside from their families, aside from their parents. Somebody cares and loves them. Man, I've done a lot of rambling on this trip here. A ton of rambling. An absolute ton. So much rambling. And here I am passing another school. As a soccer coach, I just read that this school just won their region in soccer. So hey, good for you guys. Nicely done. Brand new coach and y'all won your region. Good stuff. Yeah. Way to go. Man, there's a lot of traffic. Just want to pull on the throttle and go, 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 go.